Hello ladies and gents. Currently got a bit of an issue with Microsoft Flight Simulator. It still is apparently offline despite the fact that I have internet access. It says that I don't have internet access. I have a feeling it's the fact that every single person in the world is trying to update and go online, so I think it must be slightly broken. Let me just see here. Okay, thankfully it doesn't look like it's touched any of my things here. That all looks okay. The marketplace, I need to download the DC-3 from the marketplace. And if the marketplace, if I quit the desktop, if the marketplace is not open, hello with you. I had this problem for 3 weeks ago. I thought that this update would fix it. Hello. Let's just make sure that we are starting with admin rights, etc., etc. I'm pretty sure the problem is that run as administrator. The problem is that everyone and their grandfather is trying to download content from the marketplace, and that's why the marketplace appears to be offline. Fly live. I also want the Fly Live Studio. I don't know if that's going to appear for people unless I have to turn on the Fly Live Studio first before I start OBS. But we'll get to that later. First time chat is Alexia83 on Twitch. Good to see you. I don't often get that many people on Twitch viewing. My main viewing folk are actually on YouTube, but good to see you. This might be a little bit of an anticlimactic start. I mean, I've downloaded and updated the sim and updated all of the world updates and everything in the content manager. I just haven't downloaded the DC-3 from the marketplace. So I don't know if I have to go and do that. If so, we might be a bit stuck because the marketplace looks to be inactive. I'll go and have a look at the aircraft list to see if it automatically added the DC-3 and the other add-on aircraft to that list. Hopefully it did. If it did, then we're off to a good start and we won't be delayed. We'll actually be able to start at 6:30. Okay, that's my... If anyone knows anything about the Aerosoft VDGS driver, it always throws up this prompt, application is already running, full stop, exiting, full stop. It throws up 2 of those boxes for me every time I start the sim, despite the fact that I have the Aerosoft VDGS driver properly updated. It seems to have this weird replication, like it's trying to start itself 3 times. But there we go. How's everyone doing? Let's have a look. How is everyone doing? We're going to be streaming from... yep, there you go. Online services are unreachable. Please check your internet connection. My internet connection is fine because I'm obviously live streaming to you right now. Online services will be disabled, etc. So I think we probably won't have the marketplace. I just really hope that when I updated the sim, it downloaded and added those free aircraft to my aircraft library. So if I go world map and I go over to let's say REF Northolt, because that's where I want to fly from this evening. That is oh no. No. Let's go general options, data, and let's turn this on. Apply and save. Thank you. Go back, world map. I want this to update. Right. I have an active internet connection. This is not good. Okay, it says it's all on. Go back, world map. Oh, yes. Yes, okay. The A310. The A310 is here. We're good. We've got the Airbus livery. We've got Xbox Aviators Club. We've got Aviators livery. We've got Orbital Airlines and World Travel Airlines. Where are the proper liveries? The Pan Am, where are the other liveries we thought we were going to get with the A310? I'm going to have to look into that. Maybe you download the liveries on the marketplace. Right, there's that helicopter. I'll have to try that out later. There's my PMDGs. There's my Bombardier. There's my... I don't fly that. There's a JN4 Jenny. Let's see, there's some strange things here. There's the gliders. There's the de Havilland Tiger Moth. I will maybe be making videos on that at some point. Yes, DC-3 Classic. Right. Give me dem liveries. Right. Okay. White, pure metal, blue stripe, DC Air Services Direct. We've got Emerald Air Harbour. We've got Old Dusty, metallic, red yellow cargo, and World Travel Airlines. Oh, we don't have the livery that I want to fly this evening. Okay. We're just going to have to go with World Travel Airlines, guys, because that's the only... Let's see what else they've updated. They've given us the Grumman Goose, they've given us the helicopter, they've given us the Hercules. Goodness me, that's a beast. What other new things have they given us? The Spirit of St. Louis. Oh yeah, the Wright Flyer. I think that's it. I think those are all the new ones. So liveries. They just haven't given us any of the liveries that we're actually The liveries will have to come a little bit later. I really wanted to fly the BEA, British European Airways livery, out of Northolt tonight for you guys, but it looks like they haven't added these liveries yet. And it doesn't look like any of the map has actually spawned in. This just is not right. Oh, this is going to be a nightmare. This isn't going to be much of a stream tonight. Well, we'll still have fun. This is absolute ridiculousness. Okay, before I start, guys. Where did you buy this? Oh, hello. That was a big noise. What was that noise? Someone did something, and I don't know what it is. I haven't got that page open. Let me just open that page, see if I can figure out what just happened. No, I'm probably gonna miss it. Okay, let's just open this up. Come on, open, you silly thing. Oh, for goodness sake. Right, your channel. Let's actually open the YouTube live stream. Someone did something. Oh, there's a follower. Okay. Well, whoever it was that followed, maybe it was on Twitch that someone followed. That's probably what it was. Oh, for goodness sake. Okay. This... Let me... Oh, the world map. None of the world map is loading in either. Let's go back to the options. General options. Data. All the data is on. Okay, let me go... Whoa, Domkey! €5. Thank you so much, man. What's cracking, my dude? Well, hopefully the DC-3 will be cracking soon. I'm just going to restart the sim one more time. And hopefully... Yeah, I think too much people are actually on the sim. So this is creating a big bug that makes the server lagging. Yeah, that's what it is. Right, I'm just going to restart the sim one more time and hope that at least I get some Bing mapping data to fly across, because that would look better. And unfortunately, it all of a sudden looks like I won't be able to do a real full representation of a 1940s or 1950s DC-3 historic route for you guys, like I was hoping that I was going to be live streaming. But there we go. Right, while this loads up, everyone, I am going to be I'm hoping this live stream, I haven't loaded the DC-3 in yet. As you know, I have only experienced the Aeroplane Heaven DC-3 in prepared 3D. And I have certain feelings and opinions about Aeroplane Heaven as a developer themselves and the DC-3 that they produced for P3D version 5 that will be influencing contextually what I'm seeing on my screen. Hello, Ian. Good to see you. Good to see you on board. We're just having some problems with the Microsoft Flight Simulator. Probably so many people are online trying to fly right now that it's lagging the servers, but we'll do the best we can. Hey, Aqua Vital, thank you so much for the super chat. Good to see you. Yeah, I did see you earlier on. I was just kind of collecting my mind. Yeah, I saw you say another follower. Thank you so much. JJ's GameTube sounds good. Yep, there's that thing. There's that Aerosoft VDGS driver thing again. Anyway, so I will be critically reviewing the DC-3 based off of everything I know about the P3D version. I recently did a P3D video of the DC-3 in P3D on my YouTube channel. If you want to see that, go check it out. So you can have an almost direct comparison of what it looks like in P3D versus what they've done to it and what it now sounds like in Microsoft Flight Simulator. I will also be comparing it up to a piece of freeware called the Manfred Jahn DC-3, which is far better than Aeroplane Heaven's payware DC-3 in almost every aspect, which is sad, but that is sometimes the amount of effort that certain developers put into their... Oh, yeah, you see that's turned itself off. Let's just go back to on, apply and save, and let's just hope that we have something to fly across. Let's go world map. Okay, since this livery we've got, it's not the one that I wanted. This is World Travel Airlines. Who even is World Travel? World Travel Airlines. World Travel Airlines is an airline that appeared in the flight simulation video game. It's not even a real airline. So they've not even... Okay, so this is my first point of critique. They've not even released the DC-3 with any real-world liveries. Despite the fact that Aeroplane Heaven have been marketing their upcoming DC-3 with a whole slew of real-world liveries. This is something I'm going to get into just now. So, Aeroplane Heaven, the company that have developed this DC-3 for us, actually, before, I'm just going to load it up. I'm going to load it up, and we're going to fly it. We'll pan around in the online camera, in the cool camera. Right, where shall I fly from? Where shall I fly from that has... Halifax. Let's fly from Halifax, Nova Scotia. That's a nice kind of rugged, bush strippy type place. Nice to see at least that the world map seems to be loading in. Let's just load on a fairly remote ramp. And because World Travel Airlines isn't even a real-world airline, let's just go with... Let's just go with this. And let's just... Oh, actually, it is kind of late afternoon. Okay, first time loading in. I'm hitting fly. This is the first time I'm looking. I've got my track IR turned on, so I'll be able to look around the cockpit and see what I'm going to see for the first time. Tell us who made it, lol. Yeah, the company that produced this aircraft is called Aeroplane Heaven. And I'm about to read their most recent statement on this aircraft. Once we load in, let me just plug in my Xbox controller or my Chinese version. Ready to fly. Okay. First time looking at it. Right. Let's just recenter my track IR. Right. Okay. I wish that warning would go away, for goodness sake. Right. Okay. First time looking, my view is actually, it's pretty correct. That thing is gonna pop up and piss me off the entire time, isn't it? Sorry guys. Okay. So let me just bring up the sound of the sim. Oh no, okay, no, it is up. Right. So the default view you get once you load in is straight out the front window, which is correct. That is the correct seating position. So you would see in real life, in your peripheral vision, you would see the top row of switches. You would in your peripheral vision see all of the instrument panel. This instrument panel is roughly 50 to 55 inches across. And that is it's designed that way because you do have about that much of peripheral vision. Human beings have that. So you should be able to see all of the gauges in your lower peripheral vision. So I might zoom the camera out a little bit more like that. When I bring up the power on takeoff, the engine's just idles out. I'm wondering what I'm doing wrong. Oh, so you've already flown it yet. Okay, there's lots of comments coming in. I'm just going to stick to what I'm doing here. So... first time looking around. What are the textures looking like? Okay. Textures, radios, ground power. Okay. Oh, goodness me. So the noises seem to be updated. The switches sound a lot better than they do in the P3D version. I could tell you that straight coming out of the gate. Now, they do not have a rear passenger area. They have some nice sound. That sounds good. Oh, trim tab. They've got sounds. Superchargers. Okay, that's a bit weird, but that's okay. What I'm just ooh, it's a nice metallic sound. Okay, so most switches are an up and down. So to go one way you click down, and the other way you click up. Okay. Oh, hello. Okay, so we do have some modern avionics here. I wonder if there's a way in which we can turn off... They all have... Ooh. They do all have clicky sounds. I like that. Ah. Okay. Oh, for goodness sake, that's just pissed me off. Okay, compass light. Hello, yes, good, good. Panel lights. Right. Window. Window goes open. Window goes open. Excellent. Now, I have it on good authority from Buffalo Joe, from Buffalo Airways, that you can actually look out the window and see the tire from your position. You should be able to see a nice Dunlop, a big old Dunlop down below you if you poke your head out the window. So if you were in this position to poke your head out the window into the airflow slightly, you would be able to see the tire. So that's good that you can see that. From this position, textures are looking okay. I mean, well, bearing in mind that this is free, guys, so I mean, we are critiquing it, but at the same time, it doesn't really matter. So what I'll do is I will jump into the external model now. I've just forgotten what I'm supposed to be clicking on. This button here. Showcase. Okay, let's go bring up the the zoom level. I like the zoom level about 65. And oh, here we go. Okay, so let me just pause track IR while I use the drone. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the rotation speed down to about there, and then I'm going to bring the drone speed right down to like 1. Okay. Right, so, and I can just really slowly... Okay, so what I can see already is that if you see on the tail of the DC-3, it's added Golf Lima India Foxtrot Romeo onto the tail, which is my customized, my default custom registration that I like flying with. So that means that that's planted that on the outside of the aircraft for me, which is kind of nice. Just looking at these textures. Strange there. You've got like a strange there. You've got on the actual control surface itself. There's like almost like a different light scattering effect, as if it's a different material than the actual metal. Maybe the actual control surface is fabric covered and the actual the aircraft is metal. Never flown such an old tin can in my simulated career. You reckon you could do a tutorial or guide on this? I definitely could, Domke. That's my intention. So, looking already, yeah. Look at the weathering effects. That already looks better. I mean, the whole lighting engine of Microsoft Flight Simulator is worlds better than P3D anyway. So I am expecting this aircraft to visually look better than it ever did in P3D, period. What we really want to ascertain is how much extra work Aeroplane Heaven has done to this versus what they did in P3D. So very, very nice work so far. The tire looks good. I have to say the amount of shine, the amount of shininess on rubber shouldn't shine hardly at all. It should not reflect light hardly at all, versus metallic shiny surfaces should. So their map. Oh, look at those reflections. Oh my goodness me, those are some nice. Look at that metallic. Look at the glass in the windows. Oh, that looks like a well-used DC-3. Tell me about it. Oh, I'm going to enjoy taking pictures of this. Yeah. By the way, I've lost connection error as well. Yeah, I bet you a lot of people are experiencing that right now. So coming under the wing, we immediately come into an incredibly dirty area of the aircraft. I mean, these aircraft, this livery is an air services. This is a cargo version of the DC-3. So you would expect these things are flying in and out of dirt strips, out of gravel strips, short runways in bad weather conditions. Really, think of what is it called? Buffalo Airways. Basically, just watch Buffalo Airways, and this is the kind of thing you're seeing. See on that ice boot or that de-icing a portion of the leading edge. You see all the mud that's been thrown up onto that. See the light there? That's cool. That's very cool. I like how they've actually modeled the glass lenses in there. That's not just some random thing. So they have done a lot better. They've done a lot more better on the physical modeling and texturing of the aircraft versus P3D. Look at this. You never had this much dirt. Look at this. That is a filthy aircraft. That is a filthy aircraft, I'm telling you right now. And it looks good. And in the kind of places I'm going to be flying this, it would look like this. Now, I would hope, here we go. I would hope that the passenger variants, the passenger liveries, would not look as filthy as this. They shouldn't look as filthy as this. But if this is a true bush plane that hauls cargo in and out of Alaska, yes, it probably should look as dirty as this. Maybe even a bit. This is a bit much, but it still looks good. It looks like they've done good work. Now, looking inside the engine. Now, lovely engine bell, lovely Pratt and Whitney. Look at the Pratt and Whitney logo there. Look, we're zooming right in there. Dependable engines. That is not pixelated in the slightest. So that's a nice decal they've added there to the engine. And all of the cylinders are good. Now, how much have they modeled? If I just zoom in, okay. No, not a huge amount, but no, it's still good. Still good work. Okay. I am happy. I'm happy about the visual external quality, and that's not something I would have said about the P3D version. There were things about the P3D version that were just like, oh my goodness, dudes, how are you charging? Why are you charging people for this in this unfinished state? It wasn't a product, I think, that really spoke to their attention to detail. There were certain things. I remember, if you go back in my videos, a portion of the rear partition wall in the back of the airplane actually stuck out through the outside of the skin of the outside of the aircraft. That's how bad it was. Okay, going inside. Let's go inside now. Can we open doors? Are there click spots to open doors? Maybe I'm not clicking the right click spots. Let's just move up. There's no interior click spots. Are there exterior click spots? Let's hope. Can I click that handle? Can I click those handles? How do we open the doors? Or are we able to open the doors? I mean, the P3D had that functionality. We're not simply able, apparently, to just click on the doors. Maybe there's something in the cockpit. Maybe there's something in the cockpit I can click that may open these doors. I hope. Okay, so going inside, we've got cargo, we've got boxes, as you would expect. We've got nuclear waste, which is always good to see. Drums, yeah, drums of nuclear waste. What else have we got? That's not a click. No, I can see the click spots of the actual cockpit coming through. Right. Now, I need to tune the rotation speed. I need to put that up a lot more. That's better. Okay. Oh, successfully connected. Yay! Finally. Okay, so in the P3D version, there was actually a hole in the back of in the side of the fuselage. There was a hole. Literally, you could look through to the world outside. It was a massive gap in the 3D model, and they banked on the fact that you would never actually come back here and look through through this massive hole in the outside of the aircraft. So apparently, so far, none of the doors are operable. So let's see. There's is that a click spot? No. That's not a click spot. That's not a click. Oh, hello. None of these are click spottable. In the P3D version, all of this was fire extinguisher, hydraulic shutoff valve. Okay. Okay, no, there are. I was just in the wrong position. Right, okay. So, good job. Good job. I'm happy with what I see. And if they've done improvements to the sound as well, which I have heard they have, that's even better. Oh, hello. Oh, I see. Whenever I go outside, then you all of a sudden see the crew on the inside. Okay. Cool. So my initial impressions of the external model and the sounds are good. I just need to figure out how to open the doors and if we can get rid of this modern avionics system, because you know me, I like to fly it like it should be flown. Okay, let's put the Xbox controller to one side and unpause track IR. Now, apparently, let's just go to the outside view. Yeah, like I said, that is a dirty aircraft. That's a dirty aircraft. Now, based on the fact that apparently I've now connected to the servers, I wonder if I can go, if I can install those liveries. But before I do that, because I'm going to have to reload it, let me read you Aeroplane Heaven's statement. 3 switches to the right of 3 switches to the right of right yoke. Okay, I will. Thank you, Meow Meow. I will look at that next. Thank you for telling me that. Still can't get this bird off the runway. Well, Omar, hopefully we will this evening. Let me just read to you what Aeroplane Heaven have said. On the 4th of November, they stated, "Hi all, we must apologize for being somewhat absent from these pages in recent times. We have been extremely busy with development for Microsoft and the upcoming release. We are still extremely busy on other projects, etc., etc. In the meantime, with regard to the DC-3, we cannot comment very much on it, except to say that it is now in Microsoft ownership. So any further news or updates will come from them. Okay, see what they did there? For months and months and months and months, we have had absolutely nothing about this add-on. We've only seen some pictures of the external model, mostly the external model, and a few shots of the internal model on their Facebook page, which look good, and what I'm looking at looks good, right? But for them to finally come out of the woodwork a few days before release and actually tap out and say, oh, by the way, guys, yeah, Microsoft owns this now, so yeah, have fun. And to even on its release, still say absolutely nothing about it, or what they've done to it, or about any updates, or anything, literally just wash their hands of it, is unfortunately, in context with the communication I've had with them in the past with their P3D DC-3, is consistent. It's not. I just have this feeling like Aeroplane Heaven, that maybe it's unfair. It's unfair of me to say that they are unpassionate. This clearly took passion. This visual model and the sounds. It looks great, but they do hurt themselves when they. I think the way they interact with their customers doesn't help them. But anyway, I'll continue. The specifications of the package will be different to those we published before adoption. So they're basically saying there, what we said about this before, like when we were developing this for Microsoft Flight Simulator, and we told you what we were going to include, it's now different than that, because now Microsoft owns it. But they won't tell us what, right? For obvious reasons, we must follow Microsoft protocols and methodology, which has meant quite a list of changes to the specifications and content of the original project. Interesting. So what they're saying is, quite a lot of stuff has changed, and that was Microsoft that wanted those changes. But again, we're not going to actually go into the details of any of that. We will be producing a number of free livery packs soon after release, which will contain many of the listed liveries you saw prior to us being signed by Microsoft. Which is great, because all of those liveries we saw in their promo shots on Facebook, I will then be able to fly for you guys. KLM, BEA, Delta, American Airlines, all of the really cool, classic, historic liveries. Aer Lingus, all of them. Varig, we will be able to fly for you. But right now, unfortunately, they've just not released. They've not come out on their social media on day of release with anything. The last we heard from them was November the 4th, and that's what they said. And in this statement, they're basically saying, oh, it's not our product now. Microsoft owns it. Go talk to them about it. We're not going to tell you anything about it, right? You take that strategy versus the InnyBuilds A310, and I'm looking right now at the InnyBuilds A310 on their YouTube page. Let's go and have a look at the InnyBuilds A310 YouTube page. So, in the last few hours, look at this. 2 hours ago, welcome to the A310. New airliners, A310 Part 1, Part 2. Quick start guide to the A310. Return to airliners, A310 Part 1, Part 2, Part 3. EFB and approaches, A310 Part 1, Part 2. A310 for Microsoft Flight Simulator. A whole plethora of media and stuff to help you. And they've told you exactly what's in the add-on. They've told you exactly what to expect. You know, upon release of the A310, we're not under any we're no questions. You know, it's we're excited. I'm gonna get stuck into the A310. I'm gonna love it. But for the DC-3, arguably one of the most iconic aircraft in history, more so, arguably far more so than the A310, And you've got a developer who just kind of just... they just... It's like, oh, sorry, we're too busy to really even tell you what we put in the thing. So that's my rant. Rant is over. My rant is over. And when I read the bit that said, we've given it to Microsoft and they're in control and they've asked for some changes and it's not our product now, that actually I was happy to hear, because maybe Microsoft will do a better job of communicating about their product and maybe updating their product than Aeroplane Heaven has. So that's my rant over. Right, rant over. So what are we going to do now? Well, we're going to try and start this baby up. And we're going to take it for a flight. So let's go back in the cockpit. So what I could do is I could pull up the... let's just try and pull up... Oh, hello. Let me try to pull up the checklist that I was using the other day in the P3D. Where did I find that? Where was that? Where was that document? Is there like a recent? Maybe I could do that. Recent files. Strange. Where was it? Where was it? DC-3, Aeroplane Heaven. Where's the Aeroplane Heaven manual? Right, I've got to go find this. Where's this Aeroplane Heaven manual? It's going to be in the P3D folder. Lockheed Martin, P3D. Is it going to be Sim Objects, Airplanes? Let's go DC-3. See what pops up. Documentation. Boom. Operations manual. That's where we want to be. Right. Okay. I've pulled that up. Let's go open up this now. Of course, for you guys, this is the documentation for the P3D Aeroplane Heaven. But I'm going to use it as my baseline for getting the engine started and doing a run up and getting on the runway and taking off. So if I scroll all the way down, I believe the checklists. Here we go. Right. So weight and balance, etc. I'm just going to pull that over to one side. Zoom in a bit so I can read it. And then come back. Okay, let me just double check chat if I've missed anything in chat. Let's see who has joined me here. Okay, 33 people on YouTube. Good to see you all. Yeah, when I bring... let's acknowledge that. You'd think once they've acknowledged... Yeah, at a wet... playing captain. This quality mixed with the captain of the ship experience you get with A2A. I almost wish A2A would create like a mod for the Aeroplane Heaven DC-3 that just brings all the AccuSim of the engine management and a bit of captain of the ship to someone else's product and release it as a paid mod. I would buy that in an instant. Domkey, never flown such an old girl. Yep, by the way, I've lost connection there as well. Reflexion is beautiful, yes. Yeah, looks like someone has had fun in the sandbox. Hey, Bearded Toad, good to see you. They didn't model more because it's the end of the engine. Yeah, well, yes, they didn't model more because that is the end of the engine. Yeah. Oh wow, this thing on FS economy? Yes, Domkey. Yes. That's a huge step up for a Sobo aircraft. It even has opening doors inside the cockpit on the right side of the cockpit, I believe. Okay, meow meow. I'm gonna go have a look, see if I can find those click spots that you mention. What did you say? 3 switches to the right of right yoke. Ah. Ooh. Oh, yes, I can hear them. What has that done? Ooh. Okay, so we've got the 2 cargo doors that have opened. That's cool. Is that all that's opened? Let's go back into the showcase camera. Oh, which is still back in this direction. What has that opened? Has that opened anything on the inside? I did hear things open. This may... Yeah, okay, so it's just the back doors. It's the 2 side doors. Okay. Cool, cool. We'll give them props for that. Good stuff. Let's just go back to camera. Let's just reset that, and let's go back to the cockpit and turn on track AR. Okay, cool stuff. So those click spots are secure aircraft, open passenger door, open luggage door. I wonder what the secure aircraft thing means. Is that like, do they have wheel chocks? Let me just double check. Yes! Yes, we've got wheel chocks and we've got fire extinguishers. Very, very important to have fire extinguishers for these radial engines on the DC-3. Cool. Turn those off. Right, that's cool. Let's just continue. Once I flew this on the plane with greater windows, let's see the Angel falling. Can I still can't get. I almost never fly props. Prop feathering. Wondering if it has something to do with prop feathering. Well, we'll figure that out in a second, Omar. Let's see if we can. Mine flew, but over pitches up. Need to set pitch trim, but would wait till service would calm down a bit. A310 is gorgeous. One of the best add-ons in marketplace from Microsoft Flight Simulator. Good to hear it, meow meow. I'm looking forward to the A310 probably tomorrow. I won't stream it though, but just updating the sim right now. Can't wait to check out. And the Beaver, I know, right? The Beaver is here from Milviz, who is called Redbird Simulations now, apparently. Does the DC-3 have autopilot? Yes. Well, it should. And the click spots seem to be there to back up the fact that we hopefully have a working Gyropilot in the add-on. We will be testing out the autopilot Snooty Fox right of the yoke. No, actually, they are reusing the cockpit from different versions of the DC. There is a PAX-only version where PAX doors work. Okay. No, actually they are reusing cockpit for different versions of DC. There is a PAX-only version where PAX doors work. Oh, I see, right, if there's a PAX in the back. Ah, okay, I'm flying the livery that is the cargo variant, but if I was to choose one of the other liveries of the passenger variant, there would be the door would open through to the passenger compartment. That makes sense, thank you, meow meow. The only reason I chose this was that this livery looked the best out of all the liveries that are currently there. Once we have the update patch from Aeroplane Heaven for the new liveries, then we will check out I'm going to call this a bit of a test flight. I'm going to be doing some circuits, some touch and goes, stalls, those sorts of things this evening. Yes, thank you, meow meow. Basically liveries, right. I think I've done enough talking. Let's try and fire this bad boy up, shall we? We've talked about Aeroplane Heaven. Now let's try and fly Aeroplane Heaven. Right. Weight and balance. Let's just go check this quickly. Weight and balance. I like the fact that we've now have... Let's put it into kilograms because that's how we roll. Fuel. Let's leave fuel. Let's say 65% fuel is good. Payload. Let's give ourselves 70% payload. Yeah, seat rows, all good. All good. Not going to worry too much about that. We'll get into that in future videos when we get into cargo hauling and passenger hauling and all that sort of stuff. Okay, so big deal is happening right here. Let's just reset the. When I look at my, okay, throttle 1, throttle 2, they work. Pitch 1, pitch 2. Now, yes. Can I get an amen in chat? Can I get an amen in chat? In the P3D version of the DC-3 of Aeroplane Heaven, they had their own custom coding for the mixture system, for the mixture system. And if you tried to turn the aircraft on without following their very specific steps, it broke their custom coding, and all of a sudden the whole thing didn't work. Your engines didn't turn on. It was frustrating. I never felt confident. I never. The fact that I physically can move the mixture levels with my physical controls is immediately a reason for me to fly this far more than I ever flew the P3D version. I'm so happy that they managed to get that to work. And I mean, I'm talking about something that it just sounds very mundane, like you're geeking out over mixture levers. Guys, this is how bad the original DC, the original Aeroplane Heaven. Well, not bad, just really awkward. Okay. Shut up, Mantok. Let's start the plane. Before starting engines, hydraulic pump selector. Let's go left engine. Hydraulic pump selector. There's the landing gear pressures. Hydraulic pump selector. By the way, let's just open those for takeoff anyway. Hydraulic pump selector. Surely I went through this just recently. Hydraulic pumps. I mean, that's the gear. Manual hydraulic pressure pump. It has a click spot, but when I click it, it doesn't do anything. Engine pump, hydraulic shutoff valve, engine autopilot valve, flap. Okay, I don't know that first item on the checklist, but we'll come back to that. It's still frustrating when you have Airbus TCA when switches are on, avionics switches off mid-flight, but this is a problem, not just DC-3. Okay, gear latch down and locked. It is down and locked because the lock... Yeah, you see? That's locked. That's down and locked. Okay? Flap handle. Where are the flap handle? Flap handle is up and locked. I'm trying to manipulate the flaps with my joystick, but I'm currently not hearing any click spots. I mean, I can see the wing flap indicator shows them being up. I think it's because I don't have battery switches off, GPU cart. Let's put the GPU. Look at that. And we actually have a graphical GPU that's connected into the aircraft. And that little thing is folded down with that switch on. So that's cool. GTN 750 GPS? No, Daniel Goddard. None of that. Be gone. Be gone. Oh, that's quite loud. But then yeah, flaps need power. Okay. Fuel gauges, check all. So the graphic just changes, like the P3D version, And we've got sufficient fuel in all tanks. Okay. Cowl flaps are open. We did that. De-icers are off. Yes, de-icers are off. Automatic pilot is off. Lights as required. Let's turn on the cold dark start. Quick start. Oh, these are like custom switches. Okay. We're not going to do that. Let's go. Let's go with a passing light. No, passing light is inoperable. Never mind. Trim tabs are neutral. Yeah, you can see the trim tabs moving with my controller. That's good. The trim tab selector is there. Let's just move it up to neutral. That's done. Right. Parking brake is on. Okay, we need to set the parking brake. Rudder trim. To park, pull knob and depress. Depress and pull. Okay. Parking brake is on. Tail wheel locked. Now the tail wheel lock is... It's down here somewhere. I found it in the P3D version and I don't have... Pitch trim. It's down there somewhere and I can't... I wonder... Okay, let's go through some of these views because instruments. Instrument 1, these are going to help us. Instrument 2, instrument 3, there we go. Okay, so what do we have down here? Rudder trim, parking brake, emergency autopilot. This is the crossfeed of the tanks. Pitch and aileron trim, tail wheel lock. Oh. I guess pushing it forward means it's on. We'll see how that works. Did these lot do the Concorde? No, they didn't. I don't think Aeroplane Heaven did the Concorde. Does it work with a GTN 750? Probably not. Flaps need power. Yes, that's correct. Fuel selector valves. Left to left main, right to right main. Okay. We are on... Left main needs to be... So it's not going to left main, it's only going to left aux and right main. It's not letting me go to left... Ah! There we go. Okay, you have to click on the quadrant and then right to right main. Okay, that's it. Propellers full forward and high RPM. Throttle's cracked to 10 to 15. So I'm going to crack throttle 2 to about there. Mixtures full rich. Oh dear. Pitot heaters off. Okay, start engines. Fuel booster pumps on. So let's go... So that's right fuel booster pump. Ooh. Right engine master ignition switch on. Pull to be off, push to be on. And let's put the right magneto to both. Right starter is energizer, mesh. Oh, I see. No, not the mags yet. We need to go energizer first, and then mesh, and count 15 blades, and then the mags. So, we go... so, energizer, mesh. So, right and left. energizer for the... Oh. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Ah. Start. Primer? Oh, I didn't hit the primer switch. Look at the smoke effect. Did you see the smoke effect? Also, now with that start, the cowl flaps have come open. Let's see. Yep. We also have flap control. Let's go and look at our T's and P's. Fuel pressure. So the RPM is sitting around 1200. Oil pressure is slowly coming up. Temps are coming up. All looks good. Carb air. Okay. So we're going to bring on the battery now. We're going to bring off the ground power. And then repeat for the left engine. Okay, so engine primer. Oh! Whoa, 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 whoa. That's not what's supposed to happen. Okay, so maybe now the engines start too easily. That was surprising. I did not expect engine 1 to jump to life so quickly. Maybe it was I'm going to have to return to this because I'm going to have to return to this because I was ready to do it properly, and then maybe that was a mistake on my part. Maybe the engine, in turning on the left primer with the mag engaged like that, and I did have the energizer on as well, so maybe that's the reason why it jumped up and it started so quickly. But if I had managed that properly, maybe I could be better. So, so that light is now on. You can see it's actually shining, and it's creating. Now those propellers, the effect of the propellers turning is already 100%, 1000% better than it was in P3D. Let's listen to the aircraft's engines as we pan around. So this is already far better than what we had in P3D. I am happy so far with what we've got. So we've done the start checklist. Let's just go down and look at our T's and P's, RPMs, manifolds, oil pressures, oil temps are good. Fuel pressures. Sorry, what am I saying? The oil temps are in the green. The cylinder temperatures are in the green. Carb airs are okay. Airspeed, everything else seems to be okay. So we've got an aircraft. So one thing I laughed about, if you caught that earlier on, does the AP or the Gyropilot work? Lugs says. I have the click spots for it, Lugs. So I'm assuming it does work. We will be testing that out as when on takeoff. So don't worry about that. You'll see that soon. I was laughing because of the wipers. This is the same as it was in P3D, where when you turned it on, the animation just immediately like spasmed into life, and then once you turned it off, it immediately jumped from its position back to its state, see that? Not hugely amazing there, but you know, I'm not gonna kick it for that at this point. Okay, flight controls check. Let's bring in some flaps. Okay, that was a lot of different... Oh, wow. There's a lot of different graduations between full up and full down now. Because in the P3D version, we only had 4 stages for the flaps. We only had a quarter, a half, 3/4, and full. But look at this. Look at how many settings we can now have for our flaps. So incrementally, we can be a lot more... We can be a lot more specific about exactly how much flaps we want. Okay, so let's do a before taxiing checklist. Hydraulic pressure, 675 to 925. Landing gear and hydraulic system pressure, looking good. Radios. Oh, don't tell me. Oh, no. Don't tell me they didn't. Don't tell me. Those aren't usable anymore. In the P3D version, we had these old-style retro radios. I enjoyed these. But now we're supposed to be using these up here. So, 122.8. Let's tune 122.8. How do we... Ah, okay. Well... I suppose at least it gives us a transponder and an ADF in for P3D for VATSIM at least. Is that real world for the flaps though? I don't know. I mean, I don't know DC-3s. I mean, in P3D we only had 4 settings of flap. This, and this. But now we've got like half stages in between those 4 as well. Anyway, the engines have warmed up enough now. Let's actually go let's go. Altimeters are set, clock is set, gyros are set and uncaged. Let's just caged. Yeah, gyros are uncaged. Flight controls are free, parking brake off, tail wheel unlocked. So now we have to unlock the tail wheel. So let's go to the tail wheel, unlock that, and now bring off the parky brake. So we are moving, and let's just spin the aircraft. Now I'm just applying rudder. I'm not applying brakes here. No brakes, only rudder. So all of a sudden, yeah, all I'm doing is using rudder. I'm not touching the toe brakes. Those are the brakes. But when I apply rudder, the whole aircraft is pivoting on a dime. And that tells me that they haven't really modeled the ground handling terribly well, because in a DC-3 we know that at such a slow speed, if I push the rudder full left and I push the rudder full right, that's not enough. That's not enough turning force at this speed for the rudder to become a turning authority, right? Which is why it's very slow speeds when taxiing in the DC-3. You want to be using your differential brakes, not your rudder. The rudder authority only kicks in after, 50, 60, 70 knots down the runway, and your rudder is maybe slightly less than that, depending. Then that's when your rudder actually starts to work, and that is why the locking the tail wheel is such a big deal in the DC-3. If there's anything I'm saying that doesn't make sense, please let me know in the comments. And I'm just gonna grab a little nav map so that I can see my wind component for my correct runway choice here. Now let's just scroll over while I just load this up. So we're only getting 1 knot of cross. We're only getting 1 knot from. Delete that. Okay, so we're only getting 1 knot from the west. So we can take runway 23. So we got a bit of taxiing down to the left, which is fine. That'll give us time to get used to the taxiing. Right, so this is the one thing in the video that Aeroplane Heaven released on their YouTube channel. The sound has been improved. And you can tell because when you open a window, you get that sound of the engine right over there by your left ear. Prop wash could make your rudder effective. Yes, it could, Marcus. But the question is, how much prop wash? If you have a fully loaded DC-3, and you're almost idling the engines. If I bring the engines down even further to maybe 1100 RPM, we are literally just idling the engines. And we don't have a light DC-3. We've got 64% fuel and we've got 70% weight in the back. I think the handling is a little bit too easy. But we'll see. We'll see how this goes. I mean, oh, I'm getting little stutters every now and then. You're right, Marcus. You are barking up the right tree. Prop wash is the name of the game with the DC-3. Daniel, toe braking and DC-3 low speed maneuvering. Yes, that is what I was talking about earlier on. Those noises are my toe brakes that you're hearing me engage. Let's put in a 1/4 notch of flaps. Oh. And there's me not do a turn. So you do have to slow down to be able to do those sharp turns. As we're coming onto the runway now, let's go position lights on. The passing light is inoperable. Okay. So let's pull up my checklist again. Now I should have done the engine run up before I taxied onto the runway, but at the moment we are literally oh. Okay. There we go. At the moment we're flying we're flying offline. So parking brake on. Tail wheel is that's a hard click spot, dude. Like how am I? That's that's a hard click spot, guys. Let's work on that, please. Okay, tail wheel. Fuel booster pumps are off, and there's again I get little bits of lag. Fuel booster pumps are off. Mixtures are auto rich. Cowl flaps are open. Fuel selectors are on main tags. Propeller through the full gauge. Let's check this. It hasn't told me how much to run the engine up, so I'm just going to run the engines up to, say, 20 inches of manifold. Listen to those engines, though. Right, watch the RPM. Engine 1. Engine 2. Yes. We're getting some stuttery behavior here in the DC-3. So the optimization maybe isn't 100%. Oh yeah, check mags. Okay, so let's go to 20 inches. Let's see where the RPM settles. 17.5. You can hear the change. You can see the needle drop slightly. Back to both. Let's go to the left mag. You can see the RPM drop. Back to both. Again, you can see the RPM drop, and you can hear it out the window as well. That's important. It's not just the gauges, it's the sound also. Let's bring the engines back down to about 10 to 15 inches manifold. Okay, before takeoff. Mixture is auto rich. Cowl flaps, let's put them on trail. Okay, set to trail. Propellers, inc RPM, incremental RPM. Gyros set and uncaged. And fuel booster pumps, let's put those on. Tail wheel locked. Now tail wheel is locked. Okay, let's take off. Here we go, guys. Let's go 45 inches. Okay, the tail wheel is off the ground. And now I'm with rudders. Oh! Shh! Flaps up. I misjudged my trim horribly there on takeoff. Trim, 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 trim. Okay. After takeoff, landing gear is up. Wheels stop rotation with brakes. Oh, really? Oh, no, that's P3D. Okay. Power reductions as advised. Fuel booster pumps off. And she's pitching backwards. She is pitching backwards. I thought I had set my trim and set my power, but apparently not. There we go. Oh! Oh, what is my speed doing? What is my speed doing? What was my speed doing there? That was weird. That was weird. Okay, I feel like I'm in control now of the speed and the RPM. And we've got enough speed above the white line. Yeah, I wish it simulated the vibration on the instrument panel like the DC-6. Well, this is Aeroplane Heaven versus PMDG, so, you know, what can we do, really? Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I am going to try the Gyropilot. So we are currently heading 228. Oh, wait. Oh, I see. Here we go. Let's just... So that's 22, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's about there. There we go. Ah. Right, there's due north. Yep. Gyropilot. There you go. Classic plane autopilots are hard, yes. Yes, they are. Well, there you go. Look. It's flying. On Gyropilot. There is hope for this world. Okay, let's... So... Ah, gyro drift. That's what that was. That's corrected now. I do remember there is a lot of gyro drift in this plane. We're climbing again. Let's just bring the... Let's bring the climb down just so we get level flight. That's correct. I had it turned off by accident. I think that's correct. Yeah. Wind indicator adjustment. Oh, okay. Interesting. I have no clue what that is. Okay, so the reciprocal of 2.3 is 0.5, so let's... Let's go 050, and let's just watch the aircraft make sure it doesn't dip in elevation in the turn. So these knobs, you have to constantly be on top of these knobs as you... So how does the AP work? I assume it's just heading hold and pitch hold. Well, the thing is, Lugs, there is no pitch hold. Hello, Coleman. There is no pitch hold. There is literally just an elevation adjustment, and you adjust the elevation up or down. So what you have to do is you have to set your throttles, you have to set your power, you have to set your trim, and then you set your elevation gyro, and the Gyropilot will hold the aircraft's elevation. And based on all of those settings not changing, your aircraft will fly straight and level. But there is no quote-unquote altitude hold with this feature of autopilot. There is no altitude hold. It's not intelligent enough to hold an altitude, because if you get knocked off course, or if you get an updraft or downdraft, it doesn't know to go back to 3,000 feet, let's say. There's nowhere where you set 3,000 feet and it goes to 3,000 feet and holds 3,000 feet and knows the difference between 2,900 or 3,000, right? It just holds level, and you see, like, and it will start to drift every now and then. Like if I zoom in, you'll see we're actually drifting about 50 to 100 feet up. So then you have to come back to this little knob and go one click down. Oh no, so that was one click up. See, now it's going down slightly and holding. So you have to baby this Sperry auto. It's not an autopilot. This is what people... This is a distinction about the DC-3 and many vintage airliners of the time. They didn't have autopilots. They had gyropilots, which are not the same. So about heading, Lugs, you manipulate the heading with this one here. Desired heading, you see that? You just turn that left and right. And the compass card at the top is where you want to go, and the compass card at the bottom is where your aircraft is currently at right now. Okay? So what you do is, let's say, so if I pull across little nav map, you can see I've taken off, I've headed south, I've turned right, I've come up north, and I've turned on a downwind, right downwind leg for the runway again. Okay? So when I get down to about here, I'm going to turn onto about 150, okay? And when I turn 150, you'll see what I do with the Gyropilot. You'll see how I manipulate it. Let's just go outside. Beautiful. Ah. I'm going to have so much fun with this aircraft. Ah, so it works just like the Ju-52 Gyropilot. Probably. I mean, I have flown the Ju-52, but I've not flown it long enough to really meddle with the Gyropilot, but if a Ju-52 has a Gyropilot, it's probably going to be similar to this aircraft because it's all of that era, 1940s. This is a World War II transport aircraft. This is what we're flying. And the Ju-52 was a German transport plane of the mid-war era. So it was actually obsolete by the beginning of World War II, but it would have been the same kind of idea. You have a gyro in the aircraft that's spinning really fast, and the gyroscopic effect of inertia, you can detect which way is up and down and left and right with a spinning gyro, and that's how the Gyropilot knows which way is up and down, and then they have an... Yeah, that's as far as I'll go into it right now. But so we're looking good. We haven't gone very far in altitude, so we're not used superchargers or anything. Lugs, it has a supercharger, a super basic heading hold. If you turn more than 15 degrees, it overturns a lot. Accurate to in real life. If you turn more than 15 degrees, it overturns a lot. Oh, I see. Yes. I see what you mean. Yeah, the DC-6 has something similar, I believe. It's not like a modern autopilot that you turn 30 degrees to the right and the aircraft will bank and it will anticipate the rollout so that it nails that 30-degree turn for you. The Gyropilot isn't like that. There is lag in the gyro function, and so when you turn 30 degrees, when you tell it to go 30 degrees, it's not going to roll out at 150. So let me just have a look. Am I ready for my crosswind? Yes, I'm ready pretty much for my crosswind. So let me turn on track AR. Let's turn heading 150 and see what happens, Lugs, okay? Let's... That's 150 set, okay? And as we turn, the aircraft nose is going to dip, so we need to bring the elevation up so that we don't lose altitude in the turn. Right? So let's just grab... that's 1099. Yeah. See, now we're at 150. That was pretty good. I will say. As a coordinated turn, that was pretty good on the part of that Gyropilot. Right. Cruise before landing. Automatic pilot is off. Altimeter set. Yeah, we'll get to that. Okay, so we've got... There is our... Okay, on nav 2. I believe that's right. The localizer should swing across for us real soon now. Okay, I'm going to turn off the... the Gyropilot now. Yep, there's the localizer. And what's our ball and slip indicator doing for us? Okay. It's not too bad. Okay, there's the runway. I can see the lights. Ooh! Can you hear the pops of the cylinders? At the low manifold setting. Wow, that's good. That's good sound. Okay, let's keep on localizer. Okay, fuel mixtures, auto rich, carb air is on cold. Fuel booster pumps on. Yep, I'm coming back up to the glide. There's the glide slope, and there's the localizer. Do not lower landing flaps when airspeed exceeds 112. So let's just bleed off the speed now. Bleeding off the speed. Oh, another little lag spike there. It is a bit loud in the cockpit, and it is a little bit FPS intensive, I have to admit. I think this aircraft could do with more optimization. Yeah, that's quite FPS intensive, and it's quite loud. That gear sound is very loud. Okay, tail wheel is locked. Okay, I don't have any of that, but let's do a touch and go. That is very FPS intensive. I don't know what's running right there, but that's definitely almost unflyable there. Okay, let's just gain airspeed. Okay, now my now my FPS is fine. Maybe it's the Halifax airport that's causing me problems. Yeah, maybe it's the airport itself that's causing me problems there. Well, yeah, I wonder if it's the airport. Okay, let's gain some altitude, and let's go for some stalls. Yeah, it does lead, doesn't it? So my performance, my FPS is now perfectly fine. It's just that on landing, that was really, really bad FPS. I really struggled to be able to trim the aircraft and touch it down without losing control. And that FPS was not good. And I think it could be the actual airport, because whenever I move the camera setting round so that I can see the airport in the background, it does start to stutter a little bit. Okay, so let's just go put... yeah, they're already on trail. Okay, that's fine. Let's get some altitude. Very excited for this plane, Cletus. Yeah, no, I am as well. I think it's definitely got a lot of... it's definitely got a lot going for it. I think the sound of the wind rushing over the gear was very, very loud on approach. I wonder if that's something that we could tweak. I'm not sure. But the aircraft basically flies itself. I mean, it's flying itself right now. I've not got the Gyropilot turned on. As long as you set the power, you have it trimmed properly, and you're fine. Was it when you added flaps? Potentially. We'll add flaps and gear, and we'll do a clean stall, and then we'll do a flap stall, and then we'll do a flaps and gear stall. So we'll do 3 stalls to see how the plane does. And we'll see whenever we lower those flaps if that changes our FPS noticeably. So we're just continuing to climb. We've got coming through 4,300. We're still all good on the old T's and P's. All looking good. Cylinder head temperature's a little bit high, but we do have... oh, no, okay, maybe. Yeah. We'll see how it goes. Beautiful aircraft, yeah. I am very much looking forward to flying this as an airliner, a vintage airliner around the UK and different parts of the world on VATSIM. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to try some high altitude. I'm going to try up to 10,000 feet. All in all, actually, let me just turn down the... not the sound settings. Let me turn down the mixer volume. We've been listening to the audio for a bit now, so I think we're okay just to turn that down for the moment. 5,000 feet. I think 5,000 feet's good. It's not like we're trying to do stall tests in an you know, in an Airbus airliner. Okay, so let's come back on the power. Oh my goodness, the nose drops so much. The nose drops so much when you come back on the power. Lol. C-47 livery? Yeah, Daniel, the liveries, there wasn't very much in the way of liveries, I must admit. So when you pull off the power in the DC-3, I'm realizing the trim, it's a very trim-heavy plane. When you pull the power off, the nose just drops like a stone. I'm gonna just trim. I don't know. Okay, I'm just gonna pull the... Actually, I'm gonna put the audio back on for you so you can hear the potential sounds when you hear the stall, okay? So I'm gonna stop talking, I'm gonna pull the power down completely. And I'm gonna hold maybe 5-10 degrees nose up, and I'm gonna see what happens. Oh, here we go. Well, I can't really see how much 5 or 10 degrees nose up is, but that looks okay. Woo! Correcting with rudder. And recover. Hello, is my RPM going to correct itself? Okay. The RPM takes a while to correct itself. Ooh, listen to that, guys. Let's just get back to cruise power. It's about 30 to 40 inches. Listen to the difference in the RPM hum between the sync. Listen. No, I can't detect exactly what I'm trying to tell you right then. But just before, whenever I went ooh, I could hear the synchronization of the two RPMs, the two different RPMs. It was kind of that sound as the two engines kind of, the RPMs play off each other. Okay, so let's go with a flaps. Let's go with a flaps. That was a lot of fun. I'm going to pull the manifold down to about 15 inches. And again, I'm going to have to introduce a fair amount of back pressure. This is a much more manual aircraft. I think that's really what I'm finding is that, right, let's just whack in a ton of flaps and see what happens. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Flaps up. Massively over revving the engines there. Listen to them go. Poor things. That's a screenshot. That's a screenshot there. A kind of Doppler sound. Yeah. Yeah. Phew. Right. So it's in every case, it's the left wing that drops first. And I wonder if that's something to do with the torque of the propellers and the airflow around the wing. That might have something to do. Okay, this time I'm gonna drop the propellers completely. Oh boy. Okay. The pilot ate a lot is all. What happening with ground in my What happened with ground in my MSFS 2020? Oh, is that because it's saying it's offline, Marco? Is it saying the sim? Yeah, is it saying that does it say that the internet isn't working in your sim? Does it come up with the red flash? It did for me, but it's gone now. It just takes a while to clear. I think it's because so many people are online flying at the moment. Look at that. That's a screenshot. Oof. Okay. Yeah, I think it's the airport. I think it's Halifax that's causing my FPS issues. I want to try and find somewhere to land without the FPS issues. But there's nowhere else to land here. Yeah. There's really nowhere else to land here. There's no small airports or anything. So I'm going to go back to Halifax anyway. I'm going to give it another chance. I'm going to see if I can... if I'm going to land... Yeah, it could be Halifax itself that's causing those FPS issues. I'm not 100% sure. But I hope not. What we'll do, folks, is we'll land and then we will respawn at a different airfield to see if the the performance issue fixes itself. Because right now I'm flying with perfect performance. My FPS is perfectly fine, very smooth, very fluid. But it was on final approach and on touchdown that that the FPS tanked, and I wonder if it was just this specific payware scenery. So we're gonna feed ourselves into a left downwind, and then we're gonna do a visual approach. It's not going to be a long ILS approach like the first one. Greenland, not too far. Greenland, not too far. Heritage flight. Yeah, I'm looking to do a lot of. I'm looking to do a lot of interesting heritage routes with the DC-3, both in continental US, South America. Varig has some interesting stuff. A lot of people, so many airlines use the DC-3, and it's just a bit of a shame that so many of those good liveries were not included in the base package on release. But apparently, apparently Aeroplane Heaven is going to release a free package of extra liveries for historic airlines, which as soon as they drop that, I will grab that and I will be making videos for all of my BEA routes, my KLM routes. SAS flew this. I think SAS flew, yeah, SAS, Swiss Air, all sorts of cool mid-range hops in the DC-3. I'm doing like a diving a fast diving approach here on this runway, just because I want to go and use the bathroom when I hit the ground, and then I'll come back and I'll reset the flight, hopefully, to just look at the colors. I'm going to take a picture of that. I just love the light on the metalwork. I'm not going to get tired staring at this external model, guys. I have to say, look at that. I'm not going to get tired of that anytime soon. It's like the DC-6 all over again for me. I take so many screenshots of the thing. Okay. Let's slow down again. Okay, currently my FPS is... Yeah, my FPS is a lot better when I'm looking away from the airfield, but as soon as I look towards it, it does really tank. So, Okay, for approach, let's turn on the booster pumps. The sounds are all a lot better than P3D. Definitely a lot better. Okay, turning on to final. Let's kick some rudder in there as well, because we know the DC-3 is an old warbird. It needs some rudder. Not too much though. That slip and ball indicator is actually looking not too shabby. Yeah, see, so all of a sudden my FPS tank. I've not put any flaps or gear down, so it's got to be the airfield. Okay, I'm gonna roll away from that specific approach. I want to see there's two planes in the air. So you want to do some formation flying with the DC-3, Marco? We'll have to do that at some point. Maybe we can grab a server sometime. I'm gonna come around on this other approach. Right, I'm gonna put some flaps down. Two DC-3 in there, yeah. Right, it's about to get loud, guys. Yeah, you see, my FPS is perfectly fine when I'm looking away from the airfield. Right, full flaps. Ah, the FPS is horrible. Okay, so throttles to idle. Mixtures off. Right. Oh, that FPS is horrible. Okay, guys. I'm going to quickly run to the bathroom, and I'm going to reset. Let's see. Where would you like to see me fly, actually? Let's just pause track IR. Where would you like to see me fly? I'm just going to restart the sim. Or I'm going to refly. Yeah, lag. Yeah, pretty bad lag. I'm going to refly. Let's see. Where shall I go? Not Halifax this time. Let's go California. Let's go California, actually. Ooh. Ooh. I know so much challenge. Let's go Catalina. Yeah, let's go right there. Okay, I'm going to refly. I'm going to let this load, and I'm just going to be back with you in a second. Okay, I'm back. I see. What have people said? Super lag on glider. Super lag on glider or on A310 at Iviv to Ubuk. Oh, Marco, so are you experiencing a lot of lag or a lot of FPS drop on the A310 as well? Alps, says Daniel from UK2. Right, let's just ready to fly. Hopefully we won't get any lag. Nah, this is what I love. This is what I've been waiting for so long. Flying a DC-3 at Catalina with an AI DC-3. Look at that beauty there. But look at the beauty we are in. Look at this. 2 DC-3s. So much beauty. So many DC-3s. Okay, so this is a beautiful. This is an Oh, look at the externals. The externals are so beautiful. I'm having a DC-3 moment. It just looks so good. Right. I just love this thing. Now, this runway is really cool. There is currently no wind. I've just reloaded into Catalina, and I've just go on a little nav map. I can see that there's absolutely no wind. Wind is calm. So we will be taking off downhill. So let's jump back into the aircraft. Let's just redo what we did. Let's crack the throttles. Just make sure that we've got our parking brake is set. We've got the throttles cracked. Now, both mags are off. Ignition is on. Both mags are off. Fuel pumps are off. Primers are off. And the engines... The energizer is set to off, which is the middle. Okay? Auto cockpit lights de-icer. Okay, right. So let's try to start those engines again. Let's try to start those engines again. But without the issue that we had before. Let's just double check our weights and balances. Let's go with 37%. Let's go with just a small load. Let's go, yeah, 20% load, 50% fuel. We're just going to do some Oh, yeah. We're just going to do some touch and goes. I really want to just get a feel for how the aircraft handles on a landing and a takeoff without that horrendous FPS drop that we had earlier on. So that's the plan. Oh, there are just so many beautiful views of this aircraft. Right, so there's a real one for sale in the US for $250 who needs a house. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay. Let's go back to the starting engine checklist. Fuel booster pumps. Oh, actually, let's just turn on the ground power. Yep, we got voltage. Why do we not have the sound? Why do we not have the sound of the ground power? That was quite a pronounced sound when we were last flying. I don't know why I don't hear that now. Anyway, so master ignition switch is on. Right magneto, or right engine magneto. Well, they're both off. So yes, the right one is off. Right starter energizer needs to go on. You can hear that begin. And then mesh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 30, 40, 15. Oh, come on, go to both, you silly thing. Oh, crap. I didn't turn on the, lol. That was my mistake. I didn't turn on the fuel. But that's okay, right? RPMs are rising. Oil pressure is rising. Slowly. Fuel pressure is in the green. Oil temps are slowly rising. We need to put this on open on both. I didn't follow the checklist, guys, obviously. But since we just did it, I felt like I could remember it well enough. Okay, so fuel is set to left main. Battery switch on. Fuel booster pumps. Oh, they should have been on. Fuel booster pump on for... Okay, master ignition. Engine mag is off. Starter. Energized. This one goes to the left this time. We hear the energizer come up. And then we go mesh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Looking good. Hydraulic pressures are good on both sides. Radios are on and tuned. Let's just go 122.8 for sake of argument. Set. Gyros, check. Gyros caged, gyros uncaged. Reset gyros. Flight controls. Free and clear. Parking brake off. Tail wheel unlocked. Okay, so let's just... The tail wheel is unlocked. And let's pull off the parking brake. Off with the boost pumps. Okay, yeah, my FPS is very good now. So let's go with a quarter flaps. Once you gain speed, it's a little harder to turn the DC-3. You really need to slow down to an almost crawl before it will actually turn on a dime. So that's at least good. Yeah, FPS is really good now. So Oh, I suppose I could have taxied up the... It's just pushing up the outboard engine. Spin us around. There we go. Alright, ready to go. Full takeoff checklist. Mixture is rich, cowl flaps. Let's put them on trail. Propellers, incremental RPM, gyros set and uncaged. Fuel booster pumps, go on. Tail wheel locked, let's lock that tail wheel. There we go. Guess my trim was poopy. Well, my trim also could be. Let's just see. Okay, bringing up. Setting manifold at 42 inches. And here we go. Tail was off the ground. Using rudder. And she's already off the ground. Gear coming up. Flaps coming up. RPM coming back. Come back to 35 inches manifold, and it's because I think Cletus, I think it's just that the second you make any power change, it really affects it's a heavy metallic beast. So the second you pull the power back, or you raise the flaps or raise the gear, it immediately changes the aircraft's trim in a significant way. I think that's really my big takeaway from flying commercial jets or the 737 or something. You know, when you... Oh, yeah. Take those off. Take the landing lights off now. I think that's the big difference between, you know, flying the 737, let's say for instance, versus something like this. Try a heavy payload takeoff. Okay, Daniel, I will do that. I'll try a heavy payload takeoff next for you. I see, thank you. I took off without boosters. Maybe that's what I did do. No, well, the booster pumps are only going to keep the fuel pressure in the lines high. And if there's any particular loss of pressure, those booster pumps will ensure that the fuel pressure in the lines feeding the engines is correct. You can, I mean, I'm flying right now without the booster pumps. No, I don't think all my flaps are a bit too much, like you said. I think if you had like half flaps, and you all of a sudden whacked the flaps up, that's a big change. And that's the reduction of a huge amount of drag. And with the reduction of all that drag, your aircraft, the nose is going to drop like crazy, because all of a sudden you're a cleaner airframe, and you trimmed for a certain flight setting after takeoff, and if you take out the flaps, or if you take out the gear, all of a sudden you've got to do a lot of trimming to get the aircraft back to where you want it to be. So I would just experiment more, Cletus. I would just give it some time, get used to the bird. She is beautiful. I really like what Aeroplane Heaven have done, actually. I was actually coming into this quite skeptical. But once we get some different liveries on this thing, I'm happy. I'm happy. Right, let's bring... Yeah, you see, all of a sudden, with that power change, I'm having to pull the nose up to keep it from plummeting. Okay, let's come round for a landing. Let's get gear down. Let's get gear... I'm going to get gear down early, and my flaps in early. I'm going to go with half flaps. Yeah, FPS is good. 100 knots. Now, the runway here at... the runway here is very challenging. That's why I chose it. We're actually landing downhill. This is a downhill runway on this angle, but we don't have any... we don't have any headwind, so... That is very loud in the cockpit. That gear down noise. Okay, mixture is rich. Yeah. Yes, exactly, Daniel. Right. Throttle is out completely. I'm trimming. I'm trimming. 90 knots. Trimming. No, miles per hour. Sorry, not knots. Trimming. Still trimming. Now I feel comfortable. Okay, gear is down. You can hear. Wow. Oh, hello. Let's get that tail wheel down. Oh, let's stop. Please stop. Oh, for goodness me, please stop. Oh, no. Don't do this. No, stop. Oh, goodness me. Okay, I'm not landing downhill again in this. No. I am not landing downhill again in this again. Right. Let's bring the outboard engine up. Oh, I've got the stupid tailwheel lock on, that's why. Now she's going to turn. Okay, so let's taxi back up to the front, to the top. Let's taxi on the grass. Oh my goodness. That was stressful. Right. Oh, look at the dust effects. Screenshot of that. That's beautiful. Look at that. Beautiful. Oh. Yeah, so on that landing I had much better frames per second and I felt a lot more confident. Now, what I'm going to do, Daniel, Daniel, you asked for a heavy payload takeoff. So whoop! Shoot. Okay, so I am going to change the payload. Full payload. Oh, right. That's about maximum takeoff weight. Right there's maximum takeoff weight. Okay. So we've got flaps set to half. Actually, I'm going to raise the flaps. I'm going to raise the flaps so that I get the best acceleration, and once I get up to a certain speed, I'll then lower the flaps to give me extra lift. So okay. Airspeed alive. 14 miles an hour. Goodbye, think of me well. She's already flying. She's already flying. But that was because my trim was set way back. That was because my trim was set way back. Let's bring the gear up. Wow. No. Yeah. That was crazy. Right, okay. As my cylinder head temperatures are doing okay. Right. Let's do that in reverse. The wind is calm, so let's just turn around and come down and land immediately on the upward slope. See how a landing in heavy configuration with full flaps is like. Okay. So starting to pull the mixture, the power now. Let's start trimming now, because the trim, goodness me, like, that takes a while. There's the airfield. Yeah, she has a lot of lift. She has a ton of lift. Right? Gear coming down. There is a bit of bounce there. You see the compass? See the cables on the compass? There's a bit of bounce there. Right, full flaps. Full flaps. Okay, full flaps. Trimming, 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 trim city, trimming city. Whoa, trim, trim, trim. Okay, we're good, we're good. Power is idle. Pulling the nose up. Down on the ground. Let's keep... Oh, shoot, 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 shoot. Whoa. Steady, girl, steady, girl. Whoa. Now, that was stupid of me. I spent too much time trying to look in the external view on touchdown. I could have handled that a lot better. Right. Daniel, one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try that takeoff one more time. But I'm going to set the correct trim. Okay, see how easy it is just to spin that on a dime when you've got the tail wheel unlocked. And just bring the power back up. I have to say, the more I'm flying this, the more I'm really, really liking this. Really liking this. Okay. So, I'm actually going to put the pitch to 0. Pitch is set to 0. I'm not going to lock the tail wheel. I'm just going to go for a straight takeoff. Right, manifold pressure is going to come up to 45 inches. 45. Let's go 46, 47. And RPM can come down to just below the red line. Okay. Wheel brakes off. Let's go. Okay, 40 miles an hour. 45. 50. 55. 60. Downwards pressure. Gear coming up. And there you go. That's a STOL aircraft there, guys. That's fully loaded. Okay, that is a downhill slope, but like we were wheels up. Nowhere even near the end of that runway, and that's not a long runway. That's Catalina Island. That is not a long runway. But landing on that runway on a downhill slope with a heavy DC-3, that's a completely different thing. So guys, I think my opinion of the Aeroplane Heaven DC-3 for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Let me just... My opinion of the Aeroplane Heaven DC-3 for Microsoft Flight Simulator. It is significantly better. It is significantly better than the P3D version. Now, I'm saying all of this based on the fact that there's still no complex engine management. There's still no persistent cockpit state. It's definitely not... It's definitely nowhere near PMDG DC-6. the amount of systems depth definitely will not be there compared to say the PMDG. Did you have to pump hydraulic pressure for cowl flaps at the start? No, I didn't. Although I did note that the wing flaps were not functioning until I had hydraulic pressure. What I can do for you is we can come back and land, and we can turn the whole aircraft off, and we can mess around with the hydraulics. In fact, we'll do that now. So let's just bring the aircraft back around, and let's do a landing uphill, taxi off to the side, and then shut the aircraft down and see, and then just let's muck around with the systems. All right? Does that sound okay? And then in subsequent videos, I will be doing actual flights from A to B. I will be flying on VATSIM. I'll be flying different airline routes, historic routes, all of that panaz. That will happen on my channel. I just need some historic liveries for this thing, because that's all I'm waiting for at this point. So I wonder if let's go general options and sounds. Sound. Master. Cockpit warnings, other aircraft environments, use aircraft miscellaneous, aircraft engines. You see, the gear, the whistling air over the gear when it's extended is way too. I felt like it was way too loud compared to some other things. So, cold weather start, yes, Daniel. Let's try that actually. Let's try that after we've landed and shut down. Let's. I love the popping. I love the cylinder pop sound whenever you pull the manifold pressure. Doing a high speed. Alexander, hi, would you like to fly JFK tonight from 0 to UTC? There is the Nicole storm, so heavy winds and low visibility expected. I'm afraid not, Nicole. Alexander, sorry, actually, I won't be online for much longer this evening. I did just pop on because I wanted to really put the DC-3 through its paces and get a first impressions feel of the aircraft in context with the P3D version. I can't wait to fly this in the KLM livery around Amsterdam and the BEA livery around Great Britain. Oh, on VATSIM too. Yeah, that inside sound is way too loud for the gear. That wind rushing sound. Ooh, night lighting. Thank you, Daniel. You're coming out with all sorts of helpful. Oh, we are way too low here. I will, Alexander, when I'm on the ground. Perfect. Perfect. Except for turning. Oh, you need lots of rudder and brake. I love it. Lots of rudders and brakes. Now watch when we come off the runway onto the dust. Oh! Oh! I didn't know that tree was there. Sorry. What did I hit into? Oh dear. Okay. Oh, do you see how the cowl flaps immediately shut once we lost hydraulic pressure and electricity? Does hamburger door open? Yes, it does. So let me open the doors for you. And let me turn on the wheel chocks for you. So there you've got the wheel chocks. And there's the door. And there is our nuclear waste contained within. So, yeah, do you see how the... Let's open up the windows here. So see how the cowl flaps are completely closed? Let's turn off the battery. You can hear the battery spooling down. Turn those off. Right. So, no hydraulic pressure. Let's turn the cowl flaps open. They are not open. Note, they are not open. Can we introduce hydraulic pressure into the system? Manual hydraulic pressure pump. Now I'm clicking it. Doesn't look like it's actually moving. Doesn't look like the needles are moving either. There's another one. Engine pump selector. Engine pump selector. Ah. Takeoff position and gyropilot position. Left engine gyropilot. Right engine hydraulic system. Still not able to pump. The manual hydraulic pressure pump. Ooh. Ooh. Oil shut off. An emergency fuel cut. Oh, that's cool. I still am not getting... Oh, track IR stopping. I'm still not getting that manual hydraulic pressure pump working and therefore filling up my hydraulic pressure. to open my cowl flaps. So, unless I'm doing something wrong, I'm not entirely sure with that. Oh, okay. Oh, it's going up. Da 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 da. One da 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 ta-da! Ladies and gentlemen, it works. So, that was fun. Okay, so that's when you turn this red knob here. Now if I turn it back, now if I turn it back, it won't move. If I turn it forwards, it does move, okay? So when in doubt, when you've lost hydraulic pressure, you can manually add hydraulic pressure back into the system. So that is adding back into... Oh, I can toggle the yoke display. That's helpful to know. Can I do so with my yoke? Where is the click spot for my yoke? Hello? Hello? It's the red sign down here. It's this this red label. Okay. Okay, that's helpful. And then it's this, the face of the hydraulic pressure gauges. So okay, so fair play to them. It's more in depth than first thought. Yes, exactly, Daniel. Thank you. I mean, that proves that they didn't literally just slap a visual model and port it from P3D to version 4. P3D to MSFS. They did genuinely. There has been work that's gone into this. Okay, not A2A or PMDG level quality, but there have been refinements and there have been improvements over the P3D model, which I am very happy to see, and I am going to be more than happy to. Now that we have hydraulic pressure, can we bring the flaps up and down? No, we can't. The flaps are inoperative. Anyway, I'll learn about that later. So what we want to do next is we want to fly to a part of the world that is very cold. So what we'll do is we'll jump into a passenger version, and we will go to Yellowknife, let's say. Lets you lower the gear if pressure is lost. Yeah, very, very important, particularly if you're in the air. Right, let's go to Yellowknife, Winnipeg. I think Yellowknife is up here. Yes, Charlotte River. Is that Yellowknife? Yeah, it should be. Oh, no, is it up here? Oh, yes, it's up here. Right, okay. Yellowknife. I think this is the, I think that's... Okay, cargo, direct cargo. That's what I had. Cargo. Retrofit. Okay, let's just go the straight. Let's go like this. Does this come with a manual? No, CJM, it does not, as far as I can see. But you can get the P3D version for free through Orbex, and with the P3D version of this aircraft comes the manual that I have been sourcing. So the manual that I've been sourcing here, this is the P3D version of the DC-3, made by the same company, Aeroplane Heaven. And these are their checklists. They have a whole like, this is a whole helpful thing about, there's a big fly up in the attic. Go away. There's a whole thing here, like, tells you all about stuff, but this is oh, hello. So let's go weather. Let's go snow. Now, what is the temperature? MSL. Let's go temperature. I mean, Yellowknife in November. It could be, you know, -15. Okay? Let's go -15. Retrofit, old and new, I don't know. Actually, the bare metal DC-3 just with a reg on the back actually doesn't look bad. Oh, this is growing on me. I can't wait for liveries and everything. Right, now the question... Oh, am I getting icing on the windows already? I will be interested to see about the icing model. If we pick up icing. Okay, so the question really is can I start this up? And can I start this up in I mean, oh, that's pretty miserable. And I mean, a lot of the flying up within Buffalo Airways in Canada, northern Canada, is in the night. So let's see what we can do. Let's get the ground power on. The GPU is online. Let's go cockpit lights. Ooh! 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 Oh! Let's actually open the doors and see what... Oh! Ha ha! Got little steps. Got a little luggage door. How cute is that? What else do we have? Inverter, sidewall, pilots, rear walls. Oh. Oh, night flying, guys. Wow. Oh, guys. Yeah, night flying for the win. Okay, guys. Yo, yo, yo. I mean, let's just do this. Let's just do this. Yeah. Oh, look at the reflection in the window. Oh. Oh. Oh, yes. Pretty. Very pretty. I thought I saw a pooty cat. Right, okay. Ominous red, I know. Well, I mean, like, left main? Right main? Guys! Yeah! Manifold readout selector. What is this? Opposite, bleed instruments, normal instrument? Let's see, that moves? Does it move? What is that? I don't even know what that is. I'm gonna have to research that. Oh, carb heat lock. Oh, yes. Heats. Those are going to have to all be on. It's really cold. Right, okay. Mixture's rich. Props go full. Crack the throttles. Let's just make sure parking brake is on and the tail wheel is unlocked. Thanks for this video. Really looking forward to flying this now. Going to stream the hell out of it. Yes, me too. Me too. I mean, it really is growing on me, guys. Just... Okay. Battery on. Let's see what position lights look like. Oh! Okay. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Alright. Let's see what, windshield de-icer, tail lights. Let's go to the landing lights. That's the right-hand landing light on. Oh! Oh, guys. Bug. Hello. Bug. That's the left landing light. Yeah. That's the left landing light. Should turn on this light. The right landing light should turn on that light. But they've been swapped around. That's fun. Oh, look at that dynamic snow. That's so cool. Why am I not seeing snow building and ice building up on the windscreens? That's what I want to know. I want to see ice building up and snow building up on the airframe. I'm not seeing that, which is sad. Okay, let's just keep flying. I've got just a few more minutes, guys. I will. Okay, no hydraulics. Okay, so fuel is on. Let's prime. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh yeah! Temps coming up. Fuel pressure's up. Oil's coming up. Oil temp is way below low. We need to idle low because we need that oil temperature to rise significantly before we do anything with this aircraft. Oh, we lost him, Kappa. Yes. I did geek out over the lighting here. I mean, look at the lighting. We got a red glint on one side of the throttles, and the propellers knobs, and then a light glow on a neutral glow on the other side. I mean, yeah. Okay. Enough of that. Hearing the Energizer coming online. Let's turn on the primer and mesh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. On comes the engine. Oof. Up comes the oil pressure. And that's another smooth engine start in the DC-3. Off with the ground power. On with the pitot and the heater and the windshield. Actually, let's turn off the windshield. Now this is going to be an icing test. This is going to be an icing test. I'm going to see... No ice, go colder. Alright then. That's negative 30. Precipitation. Humidity. Bump up that humidity and Oh, it's the performance is so smooth, guys. Guys, I'm loving this so much. The performance is so smooth, the visual effects. Ah! The problem is the second I take off, I'm gonna be in IMC. I can't see where the ground is, so that's gonna be fun. This is a bad idea. Okay, we do have some visibility. That's not how you climb in a DC-3. Well. Oh! Oh! Yeah. Yeah, boy. Oh, hello. Nah. Wait for it, wait for it. Yeah, that's the screenshot. Yeah. It's not a high performance jet. No. I'm not getting any visuals. Where are my visuals? Control options. Where are my visuals? Graphics? Is it in graphics? No? Realism? Realism? Flight model? Modern? Miscellaneous? What? Whatever. Flight model? Miscellaneous? Units of measurement? Accessibility? Where is there like oh, go away. Glass cockpit, lens flare, lens correction, motion blur, depth of field, bloom, lights, shaft ray, much clue maps. Windshield effects are on ultra. That's as far as I know. That should be it. Camera. The fact that the DC-3 didn't stall on that climb makes it too arcade for me. Well, yeah. I mean, we're not looking at a PMDG aircraft. We're not looking at an A2A aircraft. We're looking at Airplane Heaven, because Airplane Heaven are the only ones who have brought us a DC-3. So I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna enjoy it because it's the only one here in Microsoft Flight Simulator. So, yeah, unfortunately that's where we are. But at least I'd rather have it than not have it. So here I am. Traffic. No, is there? Is it anything to do with like icing that I have turned off? Do I have icing turned off or anything? Flight model? No? Is there any reason why I'm not seeing... Is there any reason why I'm not seeing an icing? No. Just wondering why I'm not seeing any icing on the window. Yeah, I do have a heavy payload and fuel, so oh, the place just looks so good. We're just not getting any icing. Did they turn icing off completely or something? I mean, I've got prop icing off. I mean, let's turn off the pitot heat and heater. Airframe de-ice. Oh, I turned that off now. I turned off the airframe de-icing. Windshield de-icing is off. Like, surely I should be picking things up now. Way to kill the hype. Sorry, what did I do? Yeah, still not building any airframe icing, it seems. Do I have... Yeah, still no airframe. I mean, weather control options? Oh, general options? No, that's where I was. PC. Camera, sound, traffic, data, flight model is on realistic. Oh, it's on modern. But with modern turned on, it's on realistic. Miscellaneous. Accessibility. Was icing not removed a while back? You see, that's a good question, Extra. That's exactly what I'm thinking myself. If I jumped into another aircraft, would I see icing? Because I've been flying all summer, I've not been in icing conditions, so... Let's just get lower. I wanna get lower and see the ground again here. Yeah, you see the fact that I have my pitot heat turned off, and it's like negative 30 degrees outside, and I can still see my airspeed is not correct. They will when they introduce the new weather system. Does anyone know when they will introduce the new weather system, pray tell? Because now all I want to do is I want to fly in Alaska in winter in the DC-3. Like, that's what we all want to do, so... Well, Daniel, that's not strictly speaking correct. They've delivered a lot since they launched. I mean, P3D never had an icing system either. So, and P3D and FSX are like at least 10 years old at this point, so... Let's go land. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I really enjoyed this update. New planes and new thermals, etc. Yeah, no, me too, Cletus. Me too. Let's go land. Let's go land on the snow. Let's just do an off-field, Let's land in a field somewhere. Let's just feel how the handling feels in a field. Trimming, trimming, trimming. Trimming, trimming, trimming. Let's just kick it round and find somewhere where there aren't too many trees. Yeah, Daniel, tell us, I mean, I'm happy, I mean... Please, tree, don't exist. Oh, we're still flying at 65 miles an hour. That's crazy. Okay, wheels down. Braking. Well, that was fun. Just put the handbrake on so it didn't roll into the trees. Oh, that was fun. Okay. Okay, so let's go back to the main menu. And let's see if the marketplace works. Let's see if the marketplace works. I'm going to wrap up the stream soon, guys. Yep, marketplace is here. Boom. Right. What might be in the marketplace that we don't have? New releases? No. Let's see if Aeroplane Heaven has released their livery pack. As far as I can see, Aeroplane Heaven have not. There's no change to their website saying that they've released anything whatsoever. Still. Which is sad. No. Icing tab in assistance menu. Ooh. Ooh, icing tab in assistance menu. Let me go back and answer that question for you. Let's go back and select... where is my weather? Oh, what am I doing? Okay, here we go. Let's just go live weather to begin with, and then we'll change it when we get into the sim. I agree, the whole world is a pretty good feature, but aircraft still fly wrong after 2 years. Then they introduced plus 10 aircraft that they're all subpar. They never feel convincing to me. Well, Daniel, so the difference here is that it's I don't think it's right to say that they're introducing 10 plus aircraft and they're all subpar. I think that's unfair because there are individual third-party developers that have developed some of those aircraft. There's the Milviz Beaver, there's the Builds A310, and there's the Aeroplane Heaven DC-3. At least that I know of that are third-party developers that Microsoft has literally bought them from the developer and put them into their sim. They're not Asobo aircraft. They're Asobo influenced, but they're not, strictly speaking, Asobo aircraft. So to say that they're all subpar isn't right. I think particularly the Builds A310 is definitely not subpar in any way, shape, or form. So some of them will be. Some of them will be. But some of them are not. So that's all I'm saying. Landing is too easy. It never feels like a challenge for one. Okay, if you feel that, then yeah. Right, so assistance menu. Is that one of these menus up here? No? Let's go assistance options. Ooh. Aircraft systems. Failure and damage. Icing. Icing effect is on. Icing effect is on. Ice accretion will affect the airframe. Injector. Icing effect. Now, you see, this is the thing. This is the thing. I was flying the DC-3... Sorry, no. I was flying the PMDG DC-6 across the Atlantic the other day, and I had icing. I'm pretty sure I had icing, because I came back, it was in cruise, I had altitude hold on, and I came back and I'd flown through a patch of cloud at 22,000 feet below freezing point, and all of a sudden the aircraft had lost about 2,000 feet. Because I think of the ice that built up on the airframe. Yeah, exactly, Daniel. Yeah, let's not slay the games. Keep it positive. But no, I understand when someone wants to honestly critique something. We should feel free to be able to do that. So no, you say what you want to say. No problem against that. Yeah. So the icing effect is on. Crash damage, aircraft stress damage, and engine stress damage is all enabled. So, oh, that sounds windy. That sounds cold. Yeah, I don't know what to say about the icing model. The icing is the only one thing. Oh, let's do rain. Let's do rain actually. Oh, this is live weather. Okay. Turn off live weather. Let's go rain. Of course it's not going to be rain. Storm. Yeah, so we do have and do we do the so they wipe, but they don't actually wipe the windows. So they don't actually have the overall effect on the windows that you would expect. Which is sad, but again. So Daniel, you would be right in saying this is maybe not as nice as we would like it, but what I'm doing is I'm comparing this add-on to what Aeroplane Heaven, the developer, has done before, and what they've done before is worse than this. So that's why I'm sounding really thankful for what we've got, because what we've got is better than what we had before. So, rain and cold. Yeah, Daniel, I think I'm gonna have to spend some more time off stream, offline, looking into the icing issue across all of Microsoft Flight Simulator, and then specifically Airplane Heaven, to see what's going on there, because we didn't see any icing on the windows, we didn't see any icing on the airframe, but I do know that flying the PMDG DC-6, I have seen icing up until quite recently, so I'll have to ask some friends. If anyone on stream or anyone watching the YouTube stream, the YouTube video afterwards, can shed any light on icing, please let us know in the comments below. They are not finished with the weather overhaul yet, and Daniel, the whole wind shear stuff, etc., radar, weather radar, API, etc., is still missing. Yeah, that's true. But again, I mean, all in development. So until that, either fly in DCS, IL-2, Microsoft Flight Simulator, or P3D, or X-Plane, and one of those simulators will have something to keep you happy. No one simulator has absolutely everything right for it. Ah, connection lost. You know, we're going to have these connection issues all evening because the whole world is wanting to fly around. One thing I will do before I go, guys, is I will pull out the AnyBuilds A310, because I am itching just to see it before I go to bed this evening. So let's actually let's just make it daytime. And let's go. Oh well, I have to go out to main menu anyway to change. I just want to see what the performance is like at, say, Heathrow or something with the A310 loaded up. Yeah, Phoenix. If you didn't try the Phoenix, I mean, you can't really call this. You can't really call Microsoft Flight Simulator with the Phoenix A320 bad necessarily. It is. I mean, the FS Labs A320 for the P3D system is the best Airbus, but the problem is the problem really with P3D is really the frames per second, and the performance is nowhere near as smooth and optimized as P3D. So again, where the one thing, why hasn't AnyBuilds added the liveries that we were? Let's hit fly. Why didn't they add the liveries that we were looking for? Hey, Dreams of Wings. Did I imagine, or was it there's some new modeling on wind forces on aircraft in this update? Still downloading yet, so I've not tried it yet. I don't know about wind modeling. I wouldn't be able to say one way or the other, Dreams of Wings. I've just been so busy. I've just been so busy in life. I haven't really broken down the update myself. All I wanted to do was jump on and really look at the DC-3. That's what I've just spent, and since 6:30 this evening, I've spent just solely looking at the DC-3. So I think it will probably take a couple of days before. The dust settles. I have a feeling there might be a couple of hot fixes for some of these aircraft that come out, because I did see a bug on the DC-3. One of the bugs is oh, that's loud. That's a bit loud. There's a big fly in the attic here. One of the bugs I found in the DC-3 was the left and right wing lights. The switches are crossed, so the left wing light turns on the right wing light, and the right wing light switch turns on the left wing light. We're just finished. I'm in your voice channel. Oh, okay. Let me jump into Discord here, Ian. Let me just drag Discord. Daniel, I guarantee it's the best money you'll ever spend. The Fenix A320, you can't knock the Fenix A320. It is an absolute beast. I would say the Fenix A320 does take over the FS Labs at this point. Anyway, I'm going to jump in with Ian. Hello, Ian. How you doing? You are on the live stream. How are you doing, sir?
Hello, hi, hello, Pete. Hello, everybody. Sorry to interrupt your stream. I have been watching it, and I'd love to hear your conclusions about this. I've been
Let me just
when you want to I don't know.
Yeah,
I
just jumped into the
stream.
Yeah, I just jumped into the Fenix. Not Fenix. Blah. I just jumped into the Builds A310. Oh, door opens.
Okay.
And it's looking good. It's looking good. Oh, and like there's a lot of control surfaces that have not modeled. Oh, they have like thrust reversers built into your main throttle thing. Okay, right. I mean the A3. The A310 is something that. I mean, okay, I've got this at Heathrow, so this is probably the worst, performance stress that I could have.
See a bit of lagging at some point. I wasn't sure if it was my stream or if it's MFS or is it that airplane's bad for frames. I didn't.
Are you talking about the DC-3 or
your DC-3? Yeah.
Ah, yes.
I was watching it as I was flying the Spit.
I was having FPS issues, and I'm pretty sure they were with regards to the scenery I was flying at rather than the aircraft itself, because I then reflew. I then reflew at different airports with the DC-3, and it was perfectly fine.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just going to jump in the Fenix for Daniel's.
Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt.
No. Just going to jump in the Fenix for Daniel to see. Where's my?
I'm just shutting the sim down for my flight.
Yeah, no. So I'll just jump in the Fenix here for Daniel to see if you've not seen this yet, Daniel. But the Fenix A320. It's called for Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's right up there with PMDG. It's right up there with some of the best add-ons that's ever been developed in both its FPS performance and optimization in the sim to run smoothly, and also its incredibly high level of realism to the real aircraft in many different ways. I'd say it's probably my personal opinion is that the Fenix A320 has surpassed the FS Labs A320 mainly because the performance is so much better. When I'm flying the FS Labs, it may be as highly developed as the Fenix. The coding and the systems and the realism is probably all on a good high level, but when it comes to flying something in a simulator, the performance I have in the Fenix in Microsoft Flight Simulator is night and day, so much better in comparison with FS Labs. If I loaded up FS Labs A320 on the ramp here at Heathrow in exactly the same parking spot in P3D version 5, I would be getting 18 to 20 FPS, but I'm doing it here in the Fenix, and I'm getting 40 plus. So in my user experience, I feel the Fenix is better, but when it comes to the actual systems modeling, the FS Labs still may have a hand over Fenix, but not by much at this point, I think. That's my two cookies on the Fenix. Anyway, that's the Fenix A320. I have digressed a bit from the stream, but I will go back to the my synopsis on the DC-3. Let's just pull up one of those. Let's just pull up one of those beautiful screenshots I took earlier on, just to end the stream on. Well, let's actually just go to profile, my hangar, and let's go change aircraft. So until we get, let's go DC-3, go back, liveries, ooh. There's an Emerald Harbor retrofit, old dusty classic. Oh, switch camera. Oh, okay, I'm inside. Right. Yeah. That's beautiful. So, actually, let's just finish that. Quit to desktop. So, Phoenix, not Phoenix. My brain is. I mean, I don't know if you can see this, Ian, but this is beautiful.
Watching the stream now.
This is.
Yeah.
Once you see me go over to the actual screenshots I took, there's one in the snow with the internal lights on. Beautiful.
I saw that very atmospheric. That last little bit of your stream.
So let me just catch up on the comments here. That's so cool. Good to know the 320 is realistic. Yep. Feels so weird to see an Airbus with a yoke. Yeah, that's true, isn't it? For the most realistic flying experience, Fenix A320 is the one you want to go with. This is also considering FS Labs A320. Yep, Fenix is more in-depth system. Okay. Let me point out, I watched a bunch of V1 streams, so yeah, I'm aware of it. Cool. Okay. GPS on retrofit DC-3. Okay, well then I'm not going to pay too much attention to the retrofit. Sadly, guys, that's not the kind of flyer I am. At least when it comes to vintage airliners. Did I read somewhere that FS Labs is coming for MSFS? It is, but when you talk about FS Labs coming into Microsoft Flight Simulator, it's easily got to be at least a year, 2 years out. Still, like, that's a lot of work they have to do to adapt what they've currently done and perfected in P3D to bring that across. By the time it's across, we'll have the Fenix A320 with the different engine variants. We'll probably have the Fenix A321 and the A319 if it gets that far. Like, Fenix have such a jump ahead of them. You are wrong on that, sir. Fenix Systems is a 1-to-1. Okay. To the real life A320. Okay, cool. If you're assured on that, that's great to know. Greetings from Dublin. Hey, Sean, son of Mick, good to see you. We're just finishing up a stream on the old DC-3, now in Microsoft Flight Simulator. So there's a picture there. There's a lovely picture there. That's nice. So really, what I'm now looking for the Aeroplane Heaven DC-3 is the icing system and historic liveries. Those are the two things. There's a picture on touchdown. There's a picture with it. Look at the dust, guys. Oh, look at the dust. That's nice. Now that's a thing of beauty there. No one can tell me that dust doesn't look beautiful. There's another picture there. Another picture there. Just spam through a few of them. That's one of the first ones I took. So, transitioning from that, let's have a look at PMDG. Boom. Beautiful. Stunning. Stunning modeling. Again, look at the stress marks on the skin. What else? Yeah, beautiful. Anyway, guys, I'm out of time. I'm going to leave you. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. I know there's a lot of you that joined. I will be putting I will be putting the Aeroplane Heaven DC-3 through its paces. I'll be doing some historic routes. As soon as Aeroplane Heaven drop those free liveries, I will jump on them and I will be uploading some content. I also have the next B377 route leg from Gander to LaGuardia. I haven't forgotten that I need to do that. I'm also got an airport video uploading hopefully fairly soon. I've got to finish that off as well. So that's a YouTube video not focused on the aircraft that we fly as such, but focusing on let's learn individual airports, get to know the airports and the little nitty-gritty about, you know, certain payware sceneries you really like. I'll be making different videos on different airports for vintage or general aviation flying. Anyway, I think I'm pretty much done. My brain is done, and I need to get a shower and go to bed. So, yeah, forgive my ignorance. Is that the plane they used in Alaska? If so, I've been in one. Oh, okay. The DC-3 is the 2-engined one that you just saw. The 4-engine one that you just see on my screen right now, that's the DC-6. Both of which are vintage aircraft made by the McDonnell Douglas company, and both of which, yeah, fly in Alaska, and both of which are really cool. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to leave you because my brain is pretty much done. Ian.
Sir.
My final thoughts on the Aeroplane Heaven DC-3 in Microsoft Flight Simulator. There are quality of life improvements over the P3D version. They seem to have the engine starting sequence and the coding of the engine and the engines and the mixture down. They've got it. They've integrated it properly. The aircraft functions as intended. You can follow the checklists and it starts. We tried, Daniel asked me to try a hydraulics test. We tried a hydraulics test where we turn the engines off and the electrics and drain the hydraulic pressure. And then we physically, manually pumped up the hydraulic pressure, and we saw the cowl flaps open due to our manual raising of the hydraulic pressure. So there's that works at least. The 3D model with the texturing is superior to the P3D modeling and the P3D texturing. The lighting engine of Microsoft Flight Simulator does also enhance what you're looking at as well. The lighting, the shadows, the ambiance, the PBR, it's all more modern and looks better. The sounds are also better, significantly so. All the sounds have been polished, have been upgraded, have been refined. It's a more convincing. The tone of the engines, the sound of the propeller slap as the propellers are flapping around in the wind, and they're creating this flapping sound. As you move the camera around to the backside of the engine, you get this wind rushing sound, throbbing wind. It is lovely to listen to. In terms of the overall systems modeling, I would say it's probably slightly better than P3D, but there's not a huge amount that's really been put in over P3D, I felt so far, but I need to go back do more flying in it. Is it worth it? Well, it's free, so yes, it's worth it. So especially when we get those free historic liveries from Aeroplane Heaven, then we can fly historic routes, low and slow, or up to 10,000 feet or whatever. Microsoft Flight Simulator looks great from 10,000 feet. I think it's great. And it's free. No reason why you shouldn't pick it up and test it out. And hopefully, this has been a huge update.
Can't knock it if it's free.
You can't knock it if it's free, yeah. No. And Microsoft there's so much that they've added into this 40th anniversary. There's so many more aircraft that they've had to split their attention into. So I'm hoping that, in the coming weeks or months, we might get a few little hot fixes that just polish off a few little things that might need polishing. A few little bugs like those wing lights switches were swapped by accident. And then the icing model. Once they nail the icing model in the sim, we'll have wonderful icing that works with the DC-3. Because a lot about flying the DC-3 is about temperatures and the conditions and the weather. Like particularly flying up north and in adverse weather conditions. That's where you fly a DC-3 over anything else. You go and watch the Buffalo Airways Ice Pilots episodes, and that's what they're constantly battling with. So to be flying a DC-3 in Canada in the winter and not have any icing, it makes no sense whatsoever. So once they nail the icing modeling, and once we get some liveries, we'll be golden. I think.
I didn't see all of it. Did you have a go at the gyro?
I did. The gyro worked as it should. I was happy to say.
The followed a proper gyro. It loose.
It was a little bit loose.
The default thing.
Well, there was that thing. I think Daniel. Let me just pull up the chat.
Because the aeroplane, the P3D model, although they call it a Sperry, it's not. It's the default P3D. Autopilot underneath it. You turn it and it would go to that course and then it would stay on it, which is useless. The Sperry doesn't do that. Well, I don't have to tell you.
Yeah,
it wavers. It's loose.
Yeah. It's quite loose. So we did do a right-hand turn onto 150 for our base leg, and then for a right-hand turning onto final at Halifax. If you go back in the live stream. And Daniel alerted me to this. He asked me, when you give it a heading, does it hold that heading perfectly like a default autopilot, or is it a proper gyro? And when I looked down at the heading compass, it did look like it matched pretty closely with 150. Mm-hmm. It may not have been perfect, but it looked like it leveled out pretty much in the region of 150. I'm going to have to go back and look at that myself. I'm going to have to do more flying with it to test how realistic feeling the Gyropilot is. But my initial impressions is it's all a step in the right direction. And I felt like the more I got into the live stream, the more I started flying it, the more things I was appreciating about it that I never appreciated it with Aeroplane Heaven DC-3 in P3D. So I'm gonna take tonight's live stream as a win for the DC-3.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it for a win.
Now the real question now is how it compares to the Manfred Jan.
Well,
that's what we will use.
It doesn't. It doesn't, Ian. I would still say it doesn't. I mean, you look at the Manfred Jan freeware, and it's got. Every single thing that you could quantify in a DC-3, you have it. It's like all of your temperatures, all of your pressures, all of your. It's the feel.
Rough edge.
It's the rough edge.
It's the way that it's the way the instruments waggle about, and they're never two the same.
Yeah,
they're all different. Yeah. They're all doing something different, as you would in a real life.
And they go a step further, and they build you in those dynamic checklists, and they build in a first officer who helps you, who goes. You've got Nancy and you've got Ernie, and they run through checklists with you at the click of a button. You've got someone there who's helping you do stuff, and rather than just feeling like you are the only person alive in the world and you are flying a DC-3 in the middle of a zombie apocalypse and you're the only one there,
And the creaks and the noises and worn interior. I'm sure they can model that in this if they wanted to. Or somebody will come up with a new interior. Yeah.
My last point for the live stream, and then I'll end it because it's already half an hour over my live stream limit. No, it's fine, Ian. Not for you.
You were still on. I thought we were just chatting.
No. I thought I'd add this debrief into the live stream at the end. The last thing I'll say is, I would hope that if this DC-3 is now part of the Asobo umbrella of aircraft, it is open for modders. Because if we have anyone that comes along and makes some realism mods, like the people have for the A320, the Neo for for Microsoft Flight Simulator. If we have one of those kinds of groups of modders who come along and say, right, okay, we could add in this little extra bit of realism here or there or wherever. If we have modders to make it a more realistic aircraft, boy.
So this is an excellent starting point for them.
For as a base starting point for anyone to ever be able to mod this, we're in a good position.
You think that's good?
I think that's good. It sounds good, and
I watched most of it as I was flying as well, and it seemed to handle very well, and no twitchiness and all that sort of stuff.
I'm gonna have to go back and re-watch my own live stream to see how I feel about that, the physics handling, the aerodynamics, and then
you need some hours in it.
And I need some hours in it. This weekend I'm gonna be taking some long hauls in it, even without the livery. I might probably just whack it on. I'll be playing around with the A310 as well for a bit. But yeah, thank you very much everyone who joined the live stream. Please feel free to subscribe to my channel if you'd like more DC-3 content coming soon. Yeah, and just more bush flying and more GA stuff in weird places. I'm going to be flying the Milviz Otter that came out with this update as well. So anyway, I'm going to stop yapping and say good evening to the live stream. So goodbye, folks, and catch you soon.
Yeah, the lovely Scandinavian DC-6. Look at that. Very nice. Very good indeed. Yeah, so that was a worthwhile exercise then. Fantastic. Not